Gerzon, and welcome to the first ever episode of Taskmaster University. I'm the Taskmaster, so if you must remember one thing throughout this whole show, know this: my word is law. We've assembled an incredible cast of Northeastern students. Are you ready to meet them? Yeah. All right, first up we got Gitonga Waigwa, Abby Liberty, George Guerrero, Michaela Verdi, and Kyler Schinkel-Stoller. All right, and sitting next to me is a man who still needs help tying his shoes because he grew up using only Velcro. It's my athletic assistant, Sam Newman.
Nicole, I've got some exciting news.
What is it, Sam?
Well, I turned 21 this week, which means I can now legally host a game show. I've been secretly hosting game shows for years, obviously. All teenagers do. But I'm just glad I don't need to use my fake anymore. Here's my one from Massachusetts. I don't know if you know this, but game show IDs are actually proportionally sized to the states they're from. So here's my one from Rhode Island. It's really hard to read, honestly. Oh, and here's mine from Texas. That's the actual size.
Okay, that's enough. Let's move on.
Like my ex-wife did? Okay, so we're gonna start the show with the prize task. Each competitor brings in something for the prize pot, and at the end of the episode, the winner takes home all the things. Nicole judged the prizes and assigned points based on her favorites, with first place receiving 5 points, second place 4 points, and so on. Maybe I set this category because I'm lonely, but the category is the best squishy thing.
As usual, I'm gonna ignore that. Okay, Gitonga, what'd you bring?
So I brought in some branded Nickelodeon slime. I think the best thing about squishy things is they kind of just slip through your fingers, and this literally does.
Would you care to demonstrate the squishiness of it?
Of course.
And so personally, when I think squishy, I don't think of slime.
I mean, you should just...
Oh, that'll do it. All right,
pretty good.
Gabby?
Okay, I brought in this little guy. I got him at Walgreens. He's Halloween themed, but also just nothing. And he's squishy, so yeah, I think he's great. Oh, also he lights up if you shake him. Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
When you squish it, it squishes.
Okay, George?
Okay, so I think those are pretty lackluster compared to mine. This is Mojo Jojo, the gorilla. Oh my god.
May I?
Yeah. The first, okay. So his name's Mojo Jojo. We got him from our lovely friends Tucker and Susan. They found him at a dumpster. And then he became ours, and he's really happy with us. And surprised or asleep, he's just a bit kind of around. So.
I see. Michaela? Yours?
So I brought loam, which I think is just squish, like in its highest form. It squishes. There's also texture to it, which makes it pretty fun, and it glows in the dark for a bit of extra squishy fun.
Now, I will say, the fact that it's closed makes me think you didn't actually squish it before bringing it in.
You know, prior knowledge. Lots of experience with loam. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a decision.
Would you care to?
You know, I could definitely, yeah, squish.
Oh, it's. Yep. And Kyler?
So I brought loofah, and I think, like, I didn't know this beforehand, but I think now it is the most functional of the 5. Also,
I mean, the ball is pretty functional.
Yeah, it lights up.
yeah, but you need to be clean. But
this is never used.
I was gonna go down to Stop and Shop, and the first thing I saw, I was gonna get, basically. That's also kind of how I picked my outfit for today. So.
You went to Stop and Shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
I actually had to ask someone for their clothes. So.
Do you want to start with first or last?
I'm gonna start with last.
Okay. I think I have an idea of where this might go.
Kyler, I'm sorry, but It's not very squishy.
Okay, so Kyler gets 1 point.
1 point for Kyler. Second to last place, I think, is Michaela. I'm sorry. It's sticky. It's an S word.
Yeah.
An S word?
Sticky.
So I think there's a lot of overlap between sticky and squishy, like big squish. I think that's their prerogative. It's a lot of sticky.
Big squish. Is that what they call Mojo Jojo?
But I will say, part of the points is it wasn't tested out beforehand. You know, it's not a tried and true method. You know what? Actually, the points are gonna go in
Oh,
down order.
really?
Yes. So I think
Okay.
George
no,
is gonna be
no.
third.
Okay, explain, please.
Okay. Okay. It lights up.
Look at it. It falls apart in like a week. Like in a week, it's
But
not
Mojo
that
I've
big.
had
Jojo,
this for 2 weeks.
You
It's
know, as the person whose apartment he was in beforehand, he's squishy, but he doesn't do it for me.
You want to try it again? You have so much
That's
history
for a
for
prize
it.
You
pot.
wouldn't like to try it again? Oh, you're going to try it again?
No. Gabby, second place.
Thank you.
Wonderful squishy thing. And Gatonga, honestly, knocked it out of the park for me.
That means that Gatonga wins the first task of the show.
One task down. What do we have next, Sam?
Well, sometimes you can be really scary. So I told all the contestants to tread carefully.
As you all should.
Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Hey.
Do I have to do anything?
How's it going?
Touch East Village.
Take the fewest possible steps on asphalt and concrete.
You have 15 minutes. Your time starts now.
Your time starts now.
So brick doesn't count, right? Oh!
Time starts now.
Okay, the fewest possible steps on asphalt and concrete. Grass. Okay. Do brick count? Is that a concrete?
Oh, bet. All right. Oh, wait, and concrete. That means like most things.
You have 15 minutes. Your time starts now.
Time starts now.
Okay. On asphalt and concrete. Asphalt and concrete. Touch East Village.
So, George, when you referenced that's most things,
Yeah, you can't do asphalt or concrete, right? So no sidewalks, no roads. I thought brick was one of them, but it's not. You know, we talked about that later.
and as Michaela clarified in the beginning, brick is out of concrete. Sam and I decided no ahead of time.
Brick is not a concrete.
Brick is
We
not.
have the science. I have the papers right here. For the sake of this, brick is not a concrete. Stone is also not a concrete.
So, ready to see how they did?
Yeah, are you ready to see some cross-campus contestants?
Very ready.
My mom taught me ladies first, so here are some ladies first.
Don't mind me. When you say touch East Village, you do mean the East Village here, correct? And not in New York? The tunnels. The tunnels. Wait, is this concrete?
Yeah.
Okay, big steps. Large steps. Incredibly humongous steps. 1, 2. Oh, the tunnels! Let me in! No! I've been thwarted! But now that I realize that I can just walk on the exit all the time, things may be looking up. Yeah. Science! Woo! Atom! I can do this because I'm pretty sure all the sidewalks going to EV are brick. Oh shit. Fuck! Can we confirm that this is concrete?
That is
So I'm gonna have to step. You know what? I'm going out in style. Catwalking this hoe. Okay.
Ha! Yes! Word! I'm gonna lose, but it's okay, because I look fierce. Did it. Woo!
I made mistakes.
If I read the directions correctly, I was awful. If I read them incorrectly, I was awful. So, that's where I'm at.
And just as a clarification, what would you have done if it had been New York, like the East Village in New York?
I think I would have sat down and immediately started crying and throwing up. I think that would have been the only response. I also might have punched Sam in the face.
Glad
So-
real glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
She did it off camera about 5 times.
I think it was like 6, but
And I will say, Gabby, you may have made mistakes, but Michaela definitely made more.
Yeah, I was no offense to you, Michaela, but I was noticing you could have just walked on the stone and you were walking over the stone to get to asphalt and concrete.
so it seems that going into this, I really forgot that stone was something that existed.
So how'd they do?
Well, they started off about the same until Michaela decided to catwalk this hoe. Gabby took 28 steps on asphalt and concrete,
yeah.
which is about how many steps it takes for me to get from my living room to my bedroom. Michaela took 92 steps. That's about how many steps it takes for me to get from my living room to my neighbor's bedroom.
That's an A, though. An A minus, but you know.
An A minus?
Yeah.
We're going for lower scores like golf.
It's
Michaela.
golf.
Not in my house. I'm Indian, Nicole.
So moving on from that, Sam, you're a creep. Don't harass your neighbor. But that doesn't come as much of a surprise. You know what does come as a surprise?
What?
We're gonna take a break. That's the end of part 1. Welcome back to Taskmaster University. Sam, what was going on before the break?
Thanks for asking about my broken elbow.
No one asked.
I was playing basketball and then I fell really hard.
I meant what were the contestants up to?
Oh, I thought you cared. The contestants were avoiding stepping on asphalt and concrete as they tried to touch East Village. We've seen Gabby put up a solid run, and we've also seen Michaela.
All right. Who do we have next?
I know you're getting tired of women, so I figured we could get in a shipment of some men.
Oh yeah.
Like some super macho dudes. But the shipment didn't arrive, so here are Gatonga and Kyler.
I'm guessing.
Can I run or not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, what am I talking about? Oh my god. Oh my god. I thought it was West Village E the whole time. But okay.
Not sure how to cross the street though. I guess everything here is concrete or asphalt, so just do long jumps. So we could shoot over. Looks like the whole sidewalk is concrete.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot. I do not know. I am not sure. I'm not sure if I should go into that.
This is probably a bit extra, but I'm gonna Mission Impossible this real quick. Well, not sure there's space in the grass. I'm taking out here.
I don't want to destroy these.
How do you think you did?
Pretty good. So we had about 7 crossing the first street, and then just wait 2 or 3 there. I think it was 4 there, and then 1 more there. About 5, 12. Not bad. Yeah, pretty easy.
Alright, so just starting off, Kyler, you lived in EV freshman year, right? Where was the confusion?
Well, I just read East Village, but in my mind, it said West Village. Like, that was just the only thing in my mind.
Gatonga, overall, you were the more athletic version of Kyler. but you guys had the same approach. Were you going for like a Mission Impossible audition or?
Honestly, I don't know why I thought 15 minutes was just like 0 time. And just like, it's just fun to run, you know, jumping is a cool.
Might as well go for it. And Kyler, we heard back from the plants. They didn't make it.
Then I failed.
So how did they do overall?
Well, so Gitanga, I might have counted differently from you. I didn't get 12. Could we just go back to check something really quick?
Sure,
That's
yeah.
okay?
The final stretch here. Okay. All things anyway, get over Okay. Well, I'm still screwed now, actually. Shit.
Just a quote, I'm so screwed now, actually.
That was clearly doctored. I've never seen that in my life.
So I'd imagine Gitanga didn't do so well after all.
Well, until then, Gitanga definitely was on track to be in the lead, but he ended up stepping on asphalt and concrete 54 times,
Hell yeah.
which just about gets me from my living room onto my neighbor's porch, and then back into my living room after they notice me. He puts him behind Gabby, but ahead of Michaela.
Please stop harassing your neighbor. What about Kyler?
Oh, I've never harassed Kyler. Kyler certainly didn't look great, but he only took 25 steps, which puts him in the lead.
Wow. What about George?
Oh, I think you're going to enjoy George very much.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna need a solid.
Okay.
Really?
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Alright, you wanna do piggyback?
How much time do I have? 4 minutes. We're chilling. I might take a break. I'm really exhausted. You can probably just pick me up again, right? That'd be nice. Well, I was either gonna do that or just like jump at it. Then I was also thinking I can just like sit on the floor and like, you know, like.
10 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, oh no.
Okay, stop the clock.
So, George, how are you somehow the most ridiculous, but also the smartest of the group?
I don't know. I do what I do, and I do it well. So.
Also, the people standing on the street were not at all fazed. Not at all by Sam carrying George. All right. So
George took 0 steps. Do you have any idea who's in last place?
no clue.
It's Michaela.
What?
I know. Isn't that crazy? So 1 point to Michaela. She
I
took
didn't know
92
count.
steps. Gitanga gets 2 points. Then we go up to Gabby and Kyler. So they were only a few steps apart. Do we want to put them in a tie, or what do you want to do?
Yes, you do.
I would prefer to put them in a tie with 3 points.
3 points each?
3
Okay,
points.
so 3 points each to Gabby and Kyler, which means George gets 5 points and he wins the task.
So that was like a perfect run. Can I have like extra points? You know.
So the extra points is we gave Kyler and Gabby 3 instead of 4 points.
So those 2 points that aren't being used, or the 1 point, can I have it?
No, they're actually being given to the people who had to watch you scoot against the floor.
Yeah, okay.
So score update, Sam?
Okay, here's the score update. Tied for second, Gabby and Gitanga both on 7, but in the lead with 8 points, it's George!
Alrighty, I am ready for another task.
Great, because this next task will really draw upon the contestants' skills. It's a drawing task.
don't like the shoes. Concerns me.
I don't know what's going on.
Right here. What's the task?
Choose a pair of shoes from the table. All right, that's easy. Those aren't shoes. I guess I'll choose them.
Is that your turn? Okay.
I picked the Birkenstocks, or Birkenstock adjacent. Yeah, Birkenstocks, so I don't have to put on anyone's shoes if that's part of the task.
I think out of all these are the ones that can fit me. I'll take these.
This is shady. Alright, what about you? It's not right this one. Take the pair of shoes you selected and put them on your hands.
Draw a self-portrait on the provided piece of paper. Shoes must remain on your hands for the entirety of the task. You may not damage the shoes. You have 10 minutes. Your time starts now.
Okay.
Wait,
Time starts now.
wait. So like, wait, what do you mean on my hands?
Okay, well, I think I made the right choice. Because I can just flip them so that they're on the back of my hands, and I can use my hands to draw. It would help if I could draw.
So, just to reiterate the task, the contestants will have to draw a self-portrait while they keep their shoes on their hands for the entirety of the task.
So Gabby and Gatonga seem to have anticipated that they would have to put on the shoes, but they didn't quite have it figured out as far as on the hands. Where was the thought process for picking them?
Well, I thought other people's shoes are gross, and I didn't want to put them on my feet, but I thought that, like, Birkenstocks are open, so that wouldn't be that bad, and that seemed like the best choice.
So, how'd they do?
Well, I've grouped them by the shoes they selected. So let's start with 3 people whose toes remain open. It's Gatonga, Gabby, and George.
This is like the best pair of shoes. Look at this. I have free hands. Come on.
Pick a color or feet do it for me. Some second up. Brown one, beautiful.
Oh boy.
Portraiture is about, capturing a person's essence. Most people think it's about, faces, eyes, whatnot. But it's really about getting their entire person into some kind of image.
That's my head. I chose the best shoes.
Oh, fuck. Orange teeth. Oh, no.
Well, on the back, we're gonna draw how I see myself, how I perceive myself. Okay.
Wow, okay. Look almost like Ron Weasley here.
What rhymes with shoe?
So, Gatonga, I noticed you almost actually started to work on a system of flipping the pencils.
I just feel like, it was acrobatic, it was fun. And like, if you're gonna go through life, might as well take the hard route and really gain some value from your
It was
skills. Yeah.
almost impressive if it wasn't necessitated by the stupidity a little bit.
I think I asked to it. You live and you learn. You gotta take some L's to take some dubs later.
So let's show the drawing. How they do.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna start with Gatonga, who said that he thinks he looks like Ron Weasley.
So, Ron Weasley,
Yeah, the curly hair and all that. It's just.
not the troll from the first film.
I don't know. Like, yeah, let's be the same eyes. We're similar builds.
It looks like you have, like, ears. Like mouse ears.
Yeah, I'm a real Disney fan. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, considering the struggle of it all, fairly impressive. Is Gabby next?
Yeah, we have Gabby next. This is Gabby.
That's pretty good.
I was upset. I didn't want to.
You
be
look
drawing.
upset.
Yeah. Also, I forgot eyebrows.
I think that adds to the upset.
Can I ask, for a self-portrait, does your shirt count or is it just your face? Because I think my face is better than her face. Oh.
It's more of like a holistic judgment scheme.
Okay. Okay.
The fish are very nice.
Thank you.
Did you include any fish, George?
We'll see.
Would we like to move on to George?
We'd like to see.
So George drew two things. We're gonna first see how he sees himself.
So, human cactus, door to Wonderland in between your legs.
Exactly. That was it.
It's actually a little scary because it's a bit too photorealistic.
Would you like to see even more photorealistic?
Oh, I'd love to.
Well, so this is what he did on the front.
I had a lot of time, as you can see the clock.
Oh,
Are we boring you?
A little bit. And then I did a little poem on the side.
Oh yeah, I was gonna read out the poem if that's okay. Roses are red, violets are a shoe. This task was too easy. Your face, Sam, smells like poo.
if that's how bad they are with open-toed shoes, I'm excited to see the rest.
Well, let's see some closed-toed shoes. It's Michaela and Kyler.
This is gonna be difficult, but I can do anything. Gonna go with black. Obvious reasons.
I'm gonna say that any hand counts as on hand. They're not damaged. They're not damaged.
Oh, don't drop it, Michaela. Do not drop it. Okay. I don't want to put these in my mouth. I don't think I have the dexterity in my toes. Oh, of course I pick up yellow perfectly. Can I spit out my gum?
Yes.
I suck at drawing.
Okay, here we go. We're in the zone now. It's the 2000s. We have very simple eyebrows.
Alright, so clearly running shoes, much bigger challenge than sandals, and yet somehow it looks easier for the both of you than it did for Gatanga.
I didn't have to see Gatanga to like know how hard it would be. Yeah.
Can we see their photos?
Yeah, so we're gonna start with Michaela, who, if you remember, used her mouth. This is what.
So, I see the eyebrows come through. They look great.
Yeah, simple eyebrows. I've got my glasses on there. A nice nose, prominent mouth.
It's a little bit abstract, but
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from.
Art is art, you know. So
Yeah, if we can go on to Kyler's.
Okay, so now we're gonna see Kyler. Keep in mind that he had a free hand for the entirety of this.
It's a bit simple, Kyler. There's not even a line separating the shirt from your neck.
no shirt,
We could say there's no shirt. Yeah.
no nipple.
No nipples.
Like you guys don't know.
Oh, and we would like to say that Kyler did complete this out of all of them the fastest.
Obviously.
Would you like to look at all the portraits at once?
Yes.
Okay. It's all 5 of them up there.
I think I'll start with first this time.
Okay.
Gabby knocked it out of the park.
Yes, thank you.
Next, George.
Thank you.
The poem was a nice touch.
Yeah, I had 2 portraits, and it wasn't enough for you.
The cactus was a little too creepy. A little bit. Can we put the 3 of them tied for 1 point?
You sure about that? Not 2 points or 3 points?
Yeah, how am I getting tied for
You know,
lower
let's give them
points?
2.
2
Okay.
points,
Let's
2
give them
points
2
each?
points each.
Okay, we're gonna give 2 points each to Gatanga, Michaela, and Kyler.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm-
Okay.
Gatonga and Michaela for the struggle. Kyla gets downgraded for the free hand.
So with those decisions, let's see how it's affected the scores. Tied for the lead with 12 points each, it's George and Gabby.
So that's enough of part 2. Be gone. We'll see you guys back here for part 3. Woo! Welcome back to Taskmaster University. Our 5 contestants have been putting their all into some really impressive performances. Do you know what hasn't been so impressive? You haven't. Do you even go to the acting classes that I paid for?
I promise I'll go. It just keeps conflicting with my Zumba. So before the break, we watched the contestants use their minds. Would you like to see them use their bodies?
You bet I would.
Well, I've got the perfect thing for you.
Oh shit. Okay. This is a welly.
Okay, we have a boot.
A boot.
We have a boot.
Throw the boot as far as possible.
Always stand behind the line during the task.
You have 1 attempt.
This is the line. That's the boot.
Throw
That
it that way?
Yeah.
You have 1 attempt. Okay.
All right, besties. Good thing for me, I am a D1 softball player. Pitcher, to be precisely.
I don't really have a strategy here, I guess.
Could go any direction. Could throw it up.
It's that direction.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not going that way. Also might not go that way.
Oh my god, I whiffed it. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Oh, shoot.
Once upon a time, there was a George who threw it very far.
that's right, you did. Ah. That was not far.
Okay, so the sound effects, I think you guys will agree with me, were just fantastic across the board. And George, if that throw wasn't far, bad news for the rest of our class. And as much as I'd love to award points on just these throws, there's gotta be more to this, right?
Oh yeah, there's more. And here it is.
Oh, let's go. There's a second part.
Oh boy.
Make a paper airplane out of the sheet.
Throw that paper airplane as close to the boot as possible.
I'm gonna stand behind the line while throwing the paper airplane.
You may not move the boot.
You have 10 minutes. Your time starts now.
Your time starts now.
Sheet. Okay.
Okay, well, positives. It's not that far away.
I don't know how to make a paper airplane.
So just to reiterate the task, the contestants have a sheet of paper which they need to make into a paper airplane and throw from behind the line towards the boot as close as possible. They cannot move the boot, they cannot step over the line while they are throwing the paper airplane.
Let's get right into it then. Who do we have first?
It's the 3 people who I've never lived with. It's Gabby, Michaela, and Kyler.
Thank God.
Other positives. I know how to make a paper airplane.
I'm just gonna start folding it, because if I know what I'm doing,
It's trying to see the airflow. What we got going on here? Whew, okay.
Okay, there's a lot of breeze. A lot of breeze. That's not gonna be to my advantage.
Come on, baby! Look at it go!
or I can do that.
That's pretty close. I could be closer.
Right on the line.
What the heck?
5 seconds. Someone probably threw it like 10 feet, and then had a blast with the paper airplane.
That's close enough.
Stop the clock.
Yeah, I think so. 3?
You went over the line.
You did go over the line.
You must stand behind the line while throwing the paper airplane.
Okay. Oh, hold up. While throwing the paper airplane. Throw. Okay.
You may not move the boot.
I was so close.
Caleb.
Nicole. Yeah. I was close.
Were you?
Well, you know, I think if I had not moved that boot, I think I would have been in a good position. You know, I'm not the Taskmaster, so never claimed to.
I will say you and Kyler threw the airplane more backwards than forwards.
So I'm not, obviously I'm not pilot or anything like that. But there was
As a disclaimer.
just in case.
I think we saw one competent person today, and it was Gabby.
Thank you.
That's me most days.
I didn't think that other people didn't know how to make a paper airplane. I did not anticipate that. I was trying to get extremely close because I thought other people would also be able to do the task even a little bit.
And that was your first mistake. So, obviously, Michaela's disqualified. How did the others do?
Well, Gabby came pretty close. Her plane was 2 feet 2 inches away from the boot. That's the same length as 2 footlongs. 2 abnormally long footlongs.
And Kyler?
Kyler was 43 feet away from the boot. That's the same as 50 footlongs. 50 abnormally short footlongs.
Show me the others, please, before I fire.
Here's George and Katonga.
When I was in middle school, we had a math competition, and a bunch of 7th graders made a paper airplane. You just had to throw it as far as possible. It had to fly far, obviously, and the more forward you had, the more points you lost. And then one year, our school won because some guy just crumpled it up and he just threw it, and it went the furthest. And if this doesn't work out, I'm gonna do that. All right, baby, let it fly.
That was more successful.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was way better. See how the paper airplane's shaking? There's air resistance. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'm gonna grab the boot. And you're gonna bring me the boot.
It's almost like doing suicides. The constant back and forth. Oh shit. That's probably as good as we're gonna get.
Where do you want it?
Right there.
Okay. 15 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds. Should I stop the clock? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, I'll stop the clock.
And this is a paper airplane?
Yeah.
It is?
I mean, they like these kind of pods you can find on NASA. You know, they like rescue people and shit. You can definitely go places, just slingshot them. Yeah, I don't know.
Something you'd find at NASA, Keegan?
Yeah, like, you know, the shuttle that took the monkey to the moon or something. Or what do we have before planes, right? Before wings, we just like threw balls at people.
Yeah, before planes, so it's not a plane.
It was on the way there. It's like plane .00 -1 or something.
Plane adjacent.
I think both of your performances were interesting in different ways. Sam?
So we need to decide what to do about these two, because George did not physically move the boot, and the task said you may not move the boot, but he did have me do it. He ordered me to, which may be against the rules. I decided to go along with it to humor him, but I'm not sure what you think. And then Gatonga made a paper airplane, but then crumpled it up, so does it still count as a paper airplane?
So let's start with Gatonga first. Gatonga, when you crumpled the paper, was it in airplane form?
Yes, I think so.
I say that goes. Now, George. You can't use Sam for everything, George.
Why not?
I mean, the contestants were told that they can ask me for help, and I might give it to them.
I don't know. I'll leave this one up to the crowd because I'm straight in the center. What do you guys think? Is asking Sam for this help okay in this task or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Get out of here.
We're gonna say clap for yes. All right, and clap for no.
The contestants seem to not want him.
It seems like they're a little.
He got
I
0
would like
steps.
to raise
The
another
audience.
point. When George was throwing his final flame, he was physically hunched over the
True.
line.
Yes.
Can we see a replay?
No,
of
wait.
that?
No. But we can talk about the fact that I think pretty much every single contestant stepped on the line and you were supposed to remain behind.
He was very much over the line.
Look,
But
Richard,
I
they
was
didn't even get across the line. All right. Just lie.
All right. To settle this, wherever George gets, we're gonna give him a 2-point deduction.
Okay,
Bro.
that seems fair. So, keeping that in mind, Gatonga threw his airplane 13 feet from the boots, which puts him behind Gabby, but ahead of Kyler. And George was right on the boots, so that's 0 feet, 0 inches.
George would have gotten 5 points, but he gets 3.
And so we'll put Gabby gets 5 points.
Oh no, we'll just go 4, 3, 2, 1.
So no one gets 5 points.
No one gets 5 points.
Okay.
Discrimination.
Interesting. So Gabby gets 4 points. That means Gatonga gets 3 points. Kyler gets 2 points, and Michaela obviously gets no points.
So how are the standings looking at the end of that?
So this is how the standings are looking. George has 15, but Gabby is in the lead with 16 points. So we've got one more pre-recorded task left. Would you like to see it?
Show it to me.
Can you stop?
Shake.
Okay.
Hello again. I'm not even gonna engage with you.
Make the trash can as heavy as possible.
Do not damage the trash can. After the clock is stopped, nothing can fall out of the trash can for 30 seconds.
You cannot break anything you attempt to put in the trash can. You have 10 minutes. Your time starts now.
The time starts now.
Your time starts now.
That's what I said.
You guys got this task. Initial thoughts. What's the heaviest thing you're putting in that can?
Sam.
Should we just go straight to the video?
We should go.
Okay. So first up, we've got 3 people whose names begin with different letters of the alphabet. We have George, Michaela, and Kyler.
I'm just gonna put myself in the trash can.
What's the heaviest thing in this room? Get in the trash can.
If I hold a couch.
Hold this trash can on top of my head.
Well, this is pretty chunky. Hold it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Like what the? Oh my god! What if I put water in the trash can? That would be so heavy. Like we wouldn't be able to lift it.
And now we can stop the time. Stop the clock. This is the dumbest thing because I definitely could have fit other stuff in here, but it's all negligible basically.
I hope I'm not stuck in this trash can forever.
Okay, should we count 30 seconds?
Ready? What time is it? 4:30. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
George, that was a romantic moment you and
It
Sam
really
shared.
was.
I did not let him come in the trash can as well. He told me to get in the trash can.
He made you come in the trash can?
He made me hold a microphone.
Kyler, why not just go for the couch? It was heavy.
I think there's some pretty obvious reasons why the couch would be avoided. For my safety.
How'd they do? I feel like we can get something heavier into that trash can.
Oh, things are about to get really heavy. It's the two G's, Gatonga and Gabby.
I mean, I could put your microwave in the trash can, but that seems kind of fucked up. So I don't know if I'd do that to you. So if this goes terribly, I have another microwave.
All we gotta do is fill the trash can with a bunch of shit and put this in a can.
Anagrams in. I'm just gonna squeeze down the sides. Put a table on top of it. That seems like a fall.
I put this hat or this mental altercation. Oh. First place prize. Just happens there. It's solidified as part of the trash. I think this is basically everything in the room. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm done.
Okay.
I have no more thoughts.
That was genius.
That's a lot in that can.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to put the couch in, but I don't really have the equipment for that, so I'm up the tables.
Okay. Gabby, looking back at that performance,
There weren't a lot of loose items in the apartment, I will say, to put in, and I was clearly not thinking as hard as the rest of my fellow contestants. No thoughts, head empty, just wanted to put the microwave in the trash can.
And you did it.
Yeah.
and
I
the
did.
bananagrams.
And the bananagrams.
Most important.
They
part.
added some weight.
And just to clarify, because it wasn't clear from the video, Gatonga actually placed a bronze medal and then said, first place prize. Alrighty. Well, I'm so weighed down I can't take it anymore. Part 3 needs to stop. Bye. So Sam, what was going on in part 3?
So we saw the 5 contestants making a trash can as heavy as possible. Michaela and Kyler stood in a trash can. George joined me in there, and Gatonga upended the entire living room.
So before we reveal whose trash can was the heaviest, can we check back in with our contestants?
I never thought you'd ask. Seriously, you just always order me around.
Okay, I knew there was gonna be a part 2. Hope I prepared well for part 2.
We get to see how much Sam weighs. I'm not even mad.
Don't love this.
Transfer the trash can and everything currently inside of it to the first floor trash room. Don't break anything.
Fastest wins.
Your time starts now.
Your time starts now.
Do I have to stay in this trash can? I don't think so. This is.
You know he's gonna weigh this to see how heavy it is?
Ooh. Now I gotta think.
And everything inside it? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
We are just devious, aren't we?
Oh, so devious.
Ruined it. So, who's up first?
A better question would be, who's up last? Let's see everyone except for George.
Whoa.
My choices. I'm just simply not this strong.
Come back there, stuff. You're all on one page.
Taking the elevator. I'm stuck on the stairs. I'll fall down. Also, I don't know where the stairs are.
It would be so funny for someone in the elevator. It'd be funny, I'd be like, kill myself.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, come on. Let's do that. I think I just took this challenge. Being indoors, not being athletic. That was very relaxing.
Is the trash can and everything inside it in the trash room?
Yes.
Just off the car?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're not welcome. That sucked.
Am I done?
How do you think you did?
You know, I didn't go very fast, but I think I went faster than Noah would go.
Gabby seemed very afraid there was going to be somebody else in that elevator.
I would have jumped out of a window.
Oh shit.
How were the others' morale?
Well, going back to Gabby, she did threaten to punch me.
Yes,
I think you
did.
can tell a lot of them were very frustrated. Gatonga, who had the most work to do, was also the most positive.
And Kyler, how many trips did he have total?
He took on the first trip, he just took the vacuum. And then on the second trip, he tried to take both the bike and the trash can.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Michaela was the fastest and Gatonga was the slowest.
You'd be right on both of those. Michaela took 1 minute and 31 seconds, which is about the right amount of time to put your popcorn in the microwave. Gatonga took 10 minutes and 41 seconds, which is also the right amount of time to put your popcorn in the microwave, if you like your popcorn completely burned. And Kyler could have been so much faster, but he comes in at 7 minutes and 46 seconds.
Very disappointing.
As usual. The question is, what do we do about Gabby? Because I don't know if you noticed, but she didn't bring the trash can lid down. And
It said
I double checked with her to make sure that she was done with the task. Is that worthy of being disqualified or taking a point off or something?
it said the trash can and everything inside of it. It didn't say the trash can and the lid and everything inside of it.
The trash can lid is part of the trash can.
It like sets the boundaries of what's trash and what's not. Yeah.
Exactly.
So for the other contestants, were the lids down every single time?
Yeah, all the other contestants brought their lids down.
I would say not a disqualification, but it certainly puts her in last place.
Puts her in last place.
Puts her in
Last place.
We've got one person left to go. And once again, I've highlighted George.
Give it to me.
Here you go.
I win.
Did you transfer the trash can and everything inside of into the trash room?
Listen, big man.
You saw me carrying the microwave down and you didn't say anything? You think it's funny?
I'm gonna make this hard for you. That's what I'm gonna do. Why? Transfer everything from inside to the first floor trash room.
Should I stop the car?
No. Paparazzi. Am I in yet? Does that count?
Sorry, that's the issue again. It's not.
I'm not inside yet.
Okay,
Yay!
Listen, big man.
You thought it was funny. I didn't think it was funny, so I had to sort up.
When he was reading the sheet, he said, quote, "I can read." And then once we got downstairs, was playing keep away with the room. Do you understand what fastest wins means?
I thought I lost. I just didn't care. I was like, hey, I was just...
What was the score?
Well, even after all that, George still only took 6 minutes, 35 seconds.
So let's give out the points.
Well, so obviously Michaela was the fastest, so she gets 5 points. And then Gabby would have been in second place, but because you're saying that she gets last, we'll give her 1 point.
And so just to reiterate, Michaela took 1 minute and 31 seconds?
Yes.
And Kyler and George, what was their times again?
George was 6.5 minutes and Kyler was 7.5 minutes.
I think that they need to go lower than Michaela. She just did so much markedly better than the two of them.
We could give George 3 points and Kyler 2 points.
We could give Michaela extra points.
I didn't get extra points.
You know what? I think in this case she's right, just because the times are so separate. Michaela, we're gonna say 6 points to you.
Let's go!
6 points. Okay. And then George
Just
gets
because she did so much better. George, I would say 4.
4. 4 points to George, not 3
points to
points?
George.
4 points? Okay.
No, the taunting was funny.
Kyler gets 3 points
3 points to
and
Kyler.
2 points to Gatonga.
2 points to Gatonga. Although, honestly, I think Gatonga should get 3 just because he did put the most amount of things into the trash can.
Yeah,
Thank.
I think that's fair. So
Sickening.
let's look at the scores one last time before we head into the in-person task. So we have in last place tied are Michaela and Kyler with 11. Then we go up to Gatonga, who's on 15, Gabby, who's on 17, and George is on 19, which means going into the final task of the show, it's between George, Gabby, and Gatonga. There's one task left in the show. I'm going to give this to Kyler to read out.
Throw a school supply into the trash can. You must stand behind the line while throwing the school supply. Contestants will take turns throwing, and all the contestants who successfully throw their item into the trash can will move on to the next round. If they miss, they will be eliminated. Each round, the trash can will be moved 5 feet further from the line. Each contestant can only use each school supply once. They will all choose a unique school supply at the start of the round. The contestant who avoids elimination wins the task.
We have 8 school supplies. We have a backpack, a lanyard, a tote, a roll of masking tape, a ruler, a folder, an agenda book, and a pencil case. At the beginning of the round, we are going to select, you're each going to select one of those items. No 2 people can use the same item. And then you will never be allowed to use the same item in multiple rounds. So we're going to go one at a time from behind that line. So if everyone can move over there. So first we're going to select objects. So Kyler, since you are tied for last place, you can choose first. Okay. Michaela, you're up next. Okay. Then we got Gatonga. Gabby. And finally George. No. Okay. So we're going to start in the order that you selected. So Kyler, you can step up to the line, make sure you stay behind the line. Throw the item in the trash. Okay. Unfortunately, Michaela, that means you have now been eliminated. Okay, Gatonga.
It was a good fight.
Folder always gets them. Gabby has also been eliminated. Gatonga has also been eliminated. George. Okay, there are 2 competitors left. They are George and Kyler. We have moved on to the second round. Kyler, you have your selection of anything except for the tote. And George, you can choose anything besides the, whatever you just use the ruler. Okay. All you need to do, George, is get the backpack in. Okay. Oh! Okay. We have a tie, so we're gonna go again from the same distance. Kyler, you cannot use any of the items that you've used so far. Choose something. Okay. Kyler, you're up first. To win the task, can he do it?
Hit that one again, boys.
Okay, Kyler, once again, none of the items that you've used previously. George.
We're gonna use like all of these. It's gonna like.
Okay, Kyler, you're up. Stay in the game.
You say overhand or
And that means Kyler wins the task. He gets 5 points.
So just to be clear, Sam and I were debating whether or not we'd have enough room for them to play in.
We were. We had enough room.
We had.
Going into that task, it was between Gatonga, Gabby, and George. And we now know that Kyler won the task and got all 5 points. So George gets 4 points? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he
George-
performed fairly well.
George gets 4 points, and then what do we give the other 3?
I would say 2 to each of them.
2 to each of them?
2 to each of them.
So that means that the final scores, Michaela with 13, Kyler with 16, Gatonga with 17, Gabby with 19, but George with 23 points wins our show!
So, George is the winner. Please head to the prize pot and claim your 5
course.
squishy things.
My good squishy thing and the other 4 ones.
So what have we learned today? We learned that college is garbage and doesn't teach you any valuable life skills. We learned that when Sam puts together a game show, it's all garbage. And we learned that the Taskmaster champion is George. Please give a final standing ovation for George.